Today we will study how can we change from algebraic form to polar form. First of all, we have to focus with this circle. We have here 4 quadrants. The first one starts from 0 up to 90. The second quadrant starts from 90 up to 180. The third one starts from 180 up to 270. The fourth quadrant starts from 270 up to 0. Okay. All these four quadrants are important. Why? Because we need to change every case of them. Here we have 4 cases. We need to change them all into polar form. Then let's start with the first case. The first case, what we have? 1 plus I root 3. The x, which is the real form, which is 1, x equal 1. The imaginary form, which has I, which is root 3. Both are positive. Here just focus, we have x positive and y is positive. So we are in first quadrant. Okay, now just focus here what I wrote. The first quadrant, because x and y are positive. Both are positive from the question. Now we have to find r, which is equal root real part square plus imaginary part square, x square plus y square. X is 1, make it square, it will be 1. Root 3 square, it will be 3. As a total, 1 plus 3 is 4, and root of 4 is 2. The angle equal sine inverse of imaginary form, which is y, over r, which is root 3 over 2. R from here, we found it from here. Root 3 over 2. What is the angle? Its sine is root 3 over 2. If we just think a little bit, we can understand it is 60. So here r is 2 and the angle is 60. Okay, now let's go to the second part of when we have here negative 1 plus I root 3. So here, which means real part is negative value and the imaginary part we have positive value. So x equal negative 1 and y equal root 3, which is the positive value. Okay, let's focus here. He said it's in the second quadrant because x is negative but y is positive. Okay, let's focus together to this shape. When x is negative, it means left side. When y is positive, it means up. But the real part determines us where we have to stay, which is the second quadrant. So now focus with me. When x is, as a real part is negative, so the left side, and y is positive, up side. So left and up, it means a second quadrant. Okay, let's go to the example. How can be solved when x is negative and y is positive? So r will be the same, x squared plus y squared. We have x negative 1. When we square it, it will be 1. We have root 3. When we square it, it will be 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. The square root of 4 is 2. So r is constant all the time. But here we have to focus with the angle. The angle equals sine inverse of y, which is root 3 over r. Focus with me. Y, you have to take the number without sign. If it's negative or positive, regardless the sign, just take only the number. The number is root 3 over 2. Sine inverse of root 3 over 2, if you think with yourself, it will be 60. Here, wait. We have 60 degree. If we just focus, 60 degree is not in the second quadrant. So we need to find the real angle. The real angle in the second quadrant, we have to focus by minusing or subtracting 180 minus this angle. This is a rule all the time. When we are dealing with the second quadrant, just directly minus 180 minus this angle, which is 120. So directly, the answer of this question will be 2 as a r and 120 as an angle. Okay, let's go with the next idea. When we have both are negative, Both are negative, it means x is negative and y is negative. Let's focus with the circle. Both are negative where? In the third quadrant. So, now understood? When they both are negative, it means in the third quadrant, as we wrote here. So directly r will be the same, which is x squared plus y squared, negative y squared plus negative 3 squared. It will be 1 plus 3. So which is equal to root 4, which is 2. Easy. R is easy to be found. But angle with the same idea, y over r. And y, which is root 3 without sign. Don't take the sign with us when we solve. Write root 3 without sign. Be careful. Then over r, which is 2. Find the sign inverse of that number, which is 60. Now just focus. When we are in the third quadrant, directly put 270 minus the found angle, which is 210. So directly r will be 2, but the angle will be 210. Focus with these red rules. Okay, let's go with the fourth case when x is positive but y is negative, which is in the fourth quadrant. Back to our circle, we have here x is positive but y is negative, which is where? In the fourth quadrant. By the way, you have to put this circle inside your mind. It should be memorized, okay? Back to our case, we have here x equal 1, y equal the part of I, which is negative root 3, okay? So here r will be root of the real part square, which is 1 square, plus the imaginary part square, which is negative root 3 square. It becomes 1 plus 3 and the root to become what? 2. Okay, now give me your attention here. Angle, which is sine inverse of the part of what? Of the imaginary, without taking the sign. Again, write the number again without the sign, which will be root 3 over 2. Make it sine inverse, it will be 60. Now focus. When we have fourth quadrant, you should subtract 360 minus the angle that you have found, which is 300. Okay, how can I know my answer is correct? 300 exists in fourth quadrant, sure. 210 exists in third quadrant, sure. 120 exists in second quadrant, sure. 60° exists in first quadrant. So now I am sure if the angle that you found in the same quadrant, it means your answer is correct. Okay, now we understand all these cases. See you next time.